Good morning. I'm John Wellborn. On behalf of the Wellborn family, we would like to thank everyone for attending this grand event here in East Aboga today. The list includes all of our Wellborn employees who made this project come to pass. The many countless hours of design, execution, and construction bringing us to this point since the groundbreaking ceremony here June 16th of 2023. Andrew Smith, who manages the facility, and Adam, our general contractor, Ray Lynn, who oversaw the construction of the project from beginning to end. We would also like to acknowledge so many of our friends in the political and public service realm who assisted in making this project come to pass, including our governor, Ms. Kay Ivey, U.S. senators, U.S. House of Representatives, state commerce officials, Calhoun County and Talladega County Chamber of Commerce officials, the EDC members, state representatives, and also officials of the city of Oxford and Talladega. We'd also like to give out a shout out to our friend Mr. Phil Webb for supplying the concrete for the foundation we built this facility on. And I mean many, many, many yards concrete. Thank you, Mr. Phil, and your staffs. You all assisted in so many ways to help begin from a green field that we're looking at, we had here years ago, to a place where Alabama folks are able to support their families. That's what it's all about, making Alabama stronger through manufacturing jobs and now for our future generations. At this time, I would like to turn it over to our CEO, Mr. Johnny Simpson, to come up and speak on the capabilities and capacity of our facility, the First Haven project. Mr. Johnny?
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. As John mentioned, back in June of 23, we had a groundbreaking event here at this very site. The production began here in August of this year, just 26 months later. The quick turnaround was made possible by the hard work of the Wellborn team and many of the partners that are here with us today. I'd like to take just a couple minutes to share with you some of the interesting facts about this beautiful new facility here. The site sits on 60 acres. We currently have 30 acres developed, leaving plenty of room for future growth. We have 250,000 square feet under roof. The current installed capacity is 1,000 cabinets per day. As we grow the business and add some investment in machinery and equipment, we can double the capacity up to 2,000 cabinets per day, all within these four walls. The facility has 22 dock doors, which ensures efficient material flow. At max capacity here, we'll be shipping out 10 53-foot trailers every workday. One unique aspect of this production facility is that the assembly line here feeds directly into 53-foot trailers. None of the product here at this facility hits the floor. We currently employ 83 talented team members here. That number will grow to over 400 as production scales up to 2,000 cabinets a day. 90% of all the waste at this facility is recycled, underscoring our commitment to environmental sustainability. 99% of the components used in the production at this facility are domestically sourced, supporting American manufacturing. Which leads me to my next topic. The cabinet industry employs 250,000 people across the United States, including 5,000 right here in Alabama. In support of American manufacturing, on September 26, the Trump administration invoked Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962, placing tariffs on imported kitchen cabinets, vanities, and components. This important action helps strengthen domestic cabinet production and protects U.S. national interests. We are grateful to the administration for taking this bold and necessary action. This action will help ensure that this facility and others like it around the country reach their full potential. Thank you all very much. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Oxford Mayor Alton Kraft.
Well, it's a big day for archery. It's a big day. I hope the Wellborn Cabinet, First Haven, but it is something that I've wanted for a long, long time. I will tell you the way it all started. Years ago, when I first came there, we heard the rumor that Wellborn was going to go somewhere else. Was going to bring a new store in or a big company, and so I got with Don Hopper, and I go, Don, we got to get there. Of course, Don, if you ever know Don does the shrug, the intense shrug. When Don's sitting there, he's gets intense and he's working with you. He'll do the, well, Mayor, we'll do this. And when he does that, you know, the wheels are clicking and he's on board with you. And for a while, we just heard crickets, nothing but crickets. And we thought, well, this is not going to happen. But all good words for Don Hopper and the EDC, they kept their ear to the rail, and they kept listening to see what was going to go on. And they finally, when they heard that we might have a chance at Wellborn Cabinet, they jumped on it. And to that, I'll always be thankful to y'all. Appreciate the hard work. Again, it's big. But I want to get back to the reason why Wellborn is so big to me. And I'll tell you, my brother-in-law was a connoisseur of Christmas parades. And when my kids got to like 5 years old, we had to go to every Christmas parade in America. And I said, look, we got to lower this down. So he said, well, let's go to Lineville and Ashton. So when you go to the Lineville and Ashton Christmas parade, most of the Christmas parade has Wellborn Cabinet in it. And I thought, man, this is a special group of people who care about their community, who would be a part of this and take the time out to just do this for families, friends. So I got family and friends that live in Clay County. So I asked them, I said, tell me about the Wellborn family. And they said, well, you're talking about Wellborn Cabinet. I think it was your brother, you had done. It started off the business in the 60s, and it grew from there. And then there was apparently a fire in the 70s. And it went down to the ground, and it was, you know, I've heard it went down to the ground or it went half the burnt, but they bounced right back. And then I think in the mid-80s, she took over altogether. And so as I started to hear about this family, I said, okay, well, this Paul Wellborn guy, he must be something sensational, but does he care about his family? And that's the big one. When I talk to the folks in Clay County, they go, they are family oriented. And I said, I want to meet these. I want to be a part one day. The Lord, let us meet up and team up with something. And I really did that. And I will tell you, family means more to me than anything. I used to sit back in college, listen to the worst economics teacher in the world. Not that he was a bad teacher, he was just monotone at 7:30 in the morning, so you daydream a lot when you're listening to economics and guns and butter. And anyway, so I'd sit back here and I go, Lord, all I do is I want the woman that I love, that I met when in the ninth grade, I want to marry her, I want to have a family, and I want to make $30,000 a year. Probably should have, you know, paid more attention to economics about inflation and everything, because that's not going to work now. But anyway, when I thought that, I thought there's a connection, I hope, one day between us and the Wellborns. And that's what made it special. So I come in as the mayor in 2016. Like I said, we heard this was going on. Then all of a sudden, it starts coming about. And I want to tell you something, Mr. Wellborn. I have heroes, okay? And most of my heroes are my parents and grandparents. But my other heroes are biblical characters. And so when I find a hero, I look at the people and I go, what biblical character are they like? And I link him to King David. You know, King David, when he was a young man, he had brothers. And that's why they started, with brothers. All right? And so when they went one day, King David's out there and he's feeding his brother, saw his brother, and this big old guy named Goliath sitting up on the hill, he's talking smack. He's going, hey, look, y'all want some of us? Come on, you don't want none of this. And I look at that, when the man's going in business together, they're going into business, that's a big thing. That's a Goliath moment, right? And so I look at that and I go, yo, Mr. Wellborn, and then they must have looked at this, and this is a big, but he did like King David. I'll do it. I'll take care of it. And I'm pretty sure people told you, Mr. Wellborn, look, you got to do it this way. You got to do it this way. Just like King Saul, like David, wear my armor. Wear my armor. I can't wear your armor. That's not the way I fight. That's not the way I do it. And that's the way I think you did it. And so when you look at it, when you go back further, then you see that David, when he gets on, he's going out to fight, right? And everybody, I think, misinterprets the reason why he took 5 stones. You know, most people think he took 5 stones in case he missed. He took 5 stones because Goliath had 4 brothers. He had no intention of missing on his shot. So what I see when I see Paul Wellborn and his family, I see one problem, one robber. And so they fight. That's the way they take on problems. And so when I hear about the fire and I hear about the things of that nature, I go, these are the kind of people that we want to be a part of our community. And so I go through and then I look, and that's Paul Wellborn and his family. They did this great stuff. And just like King David, he started having wins. He started doing good, and Wellborn became a very known name in this area around the state. And so you start thinking about how good they do it. And then they had the betrayal. And I know that's not something y'all want to talk about, but what I always tell my folks, a person that wins is called a winner. A person that wins after they have adversity is a champion. And that's what y'all are. A champion company that needs to be in Alabama. And that's why I'm so proud that y'all are here. But the final thing is, and the main reason I chose King David as putting his face with Paul Wellborn's is because, you know, when you look about King David, he had all these wins, he had all these victories, he had all these great things that he did, right? But you don't know who King David is until you read the 73 Psalms he wrote. That's when you find out what kind of man he was. He's a man who was a man of repentance, a man who lost his integrity but gained it back, a man who was righteous, a man who had faith, a man that you just keep going on and on about this guy. And that's what I hope that with the Wellborn family and the Oxford family and the Craft family, I hope we come together, we share our 73 Psalms, that we show integrity to each other, we treat each other right, and we make Wellborn or First Haven the greatest company on the planet. And that's what we're doing. And so thank y'all. Thank you, Mr. Paul Wellborn, and thank the Wellborn family, and we appreciate you. Mika.
I don't know whether I have anything to say or not. Mayor, I appreciate all those good comments. It changed my speech a little bit. I'm going to start off with, you've talked about starting a business, my brother and I did together. There's a lot of struggles along the way. And it just, you know what makes the struggles a lot easier? Is to have good people around you. And I thank God for the people that's made this company what it is. And I understand all that. It all comes from him. The state representatives, again, I'd like to thank y'all for bringing us in here. Y'all really encouraged us. Phil Will was one of the main persons. I remember me with Don Harbor. Where you at, Don? Don, I hear, and he told me what they was doing. They put another lane in. Y'all are so cooperative, we couldn't have turned you down. Y'all done a whole lot for us, and we appreciate the Wellborn family appreciate it. Not only the Wellborn family, but the employees. Oxford City Councilman, Catalina County, we appreciate it. Thank you for all of you coming, taking out your time today. Friends, family, elected officials, just to help make the decision to be here today. We're a little bit jealous of this plant right here. It looks a little nicer than our plant at home. So, we'd like to welcome all the new employees. I thought we might be inside, but the ones that's come with us, we thank you for coming on or joining the Wellborn family. Product we're building at this plant, we've been building for a couple of years, and it's been well accepted by our customer base. It's a product we did not have. It's all vinyl wrap. You don't have to do the wood finishing. I'm really a wood person myself. I don't like artificial materials, but this is a good product. It's going to do well. Talked about shipping trailers out of here. I hope we see a lot of trailers going out of here, and I believe we will. The tariffs that was put on by our president, and I'd like to thank Senator Brett, she's got representatives, Senator Tuberville. They fought hard. The president put a 50% tariff. We got a tariff a few years ago, about 6-7 years ago, and China, I don't have anything against the Chinese people, but they got a communist that will do everything. They're cheap every day of the week and put our American workers out of business, out of work. American workers deserve a good payroll, good health care. They don't need to be competing against $1.50 an hour Chinese product with no benefits. So I thank those two. They worked very hard, and anybody else that was involved. I'd like to thank right now all the employees that come up here and done this party. And where's Jody East? I told him, he asked me to use his name. So I didn't have to come up here much, but Jody and Ray Lynn, the builders, done an excellent job here. The building is in, I haven't found anything wrong with a couple of things. I'll mention them to you later. But it's really a nice project. I appreciate what y'all done. I didn't realize the wind were going to be at the end. If interest rates come down a little bit, and I believe they are, this product will really take off. It's going to be good for cabinet, all the cabinet companies in this country. If they just start moving down with the tariffs that's been put on by our president, you're going to see a major improvement in many jobs, particularly in the cabinet, the logging, the sawmills in this country. The tariffs that's put on is on lumber, which will help the loggers, sawmills, and all derivatives. So that's going to be a major boom for this country. Again, to thank everybody again. Steve Hurst, in particular, told me the other day, last week, that we're going to have a roundabout out here on 78. It's going to give us good access to 78 and not hold up traffic too bad. I asked him how he's going to get those trailer trucks around the roundabout. He said they would figure it out. But I thank everybody's played a part today. Thank you. God bless you. And I thank God for everything.